So there are a few other podcasters that I like and that I talk to. And a while back, I read a book, that one of them suggested. And it got me thinking. The book was Pagan Christianity. And it got me thinking. It was suggested by Sunday Ravens, who I think she changed her username or channel name recently, but the book got me thinking on, are we doing church wrong? And if you look, how the early church went about doing stuff, how having their services totally different than what we do now. And I get that there are some things that are, going to change, within the church because this culture, the society has changed. Like in my lifetime, we went from organs and pianos, being primarily, music in the church to having full bands. Both of those are being common and were common. Now, do I like the full band? Well, yeah. But I also like the classic hymns. But, that's a little, off topic. So, yeah, I get, things are going to change as time progresses. And I've been trying to think like all week on how to say this and how I want to describe it, but I think if you look back to the Bible, mainly in the New Testament, you're going to come across the term Samaritans, a lot more. There's also a term that I kind of think is similar called Hellenizers. Now, I could be totally wrong on this, but the Jews didn't like the Samaritans because they took aspects, of the culture around them, the pagan culture, and brought it into their faith. And the Hellenizers, the Hellenizing Jews, brought aspects of the Greek culture and brought it into their faith. And today, I think in the church, we have a little bit of, both. Like, it'd be too easy for me to pick on Christmas right now. Because we're getting into that season. So I'm going to pick on Easter. And I think that with Christ being buried and crucified during the Passover feast, in my mind, we as Christians should, celebrate Easter to coincide with the Passover feast. And we don't. Well, why is that? Because culture, pagan culture has snuck in. And I think, we have gimmick churches, and sorry for the lack of a better word, but we have literal gimmick churches. We have biker churches. We have, cowboy churches. We have the first church of heavy metal. And again, I think it's our Americanized culture sneaking in. Now, do I think there's anything wrong, with having a church like that? No. As long as the gospel's preached. But if those people, the cowboys, the bikers, the goths, the metalheads, were accepted at the normal church, would there really be a need for that? Just a thought for you. And the book got me, thinking a little bit more on what the church in the first century looked like. What they did and how they went about doing stuff and how that differs from today. But it also got me thinking, a little bit more on, well, hold on. They had some Jewish roots, going on. I've heard up until the 4th century they still celebrated the feasts, the Jewish feasts. And today, most Christians don't. So that got me thinking, well, and I'll admit I've been curious about this for a long time, and I'm just now taking more of a journey on it. What would it look like, for some of that Jewish root, some of those Jewish roots to appear within Christianity once again? What would it look like for today's Christians to celebrate the feasts? Anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling in this, and this is a little bit longer than I wanted to go, but this is just my thoughts, on maybe where we have gone wrong as a church and, my journey through theology, through looking at maybe bringing some of those, traditions and stuff back. I mean, this is the first year that I will probably do more stuff for Hanukkah than I will Christmas. And as far as gift giving and all that goes, and celebration, and so I'm encouraging you as I go on this journey to go with me, and as I learn more upon, the theology of, what it looks like to be a church, or just my personal own thoughts, I encourage you to come with me. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Peace, take care, and yeah.